Today is Friday, September 6th, 2024, and you are listening to episode number 6 of the DogHouse podcast.
From DogHouseSystems.com, this is the DogHouse podcast.
All right, we'd like to welcome everybody back. Again, this is episode number 6, and today, once again, I have Abby and Lorenzo joining me here in the recording studio.
Happy to be here.
Always a pleasure.
Well, thanks for being here, guys. This week, we're going to be talking about Sony's pulled game. Usually, it's a kind of an exciting conversation about the success of the start of a game, but this one came to a pretty screeching halt. We'll be getting into that here shortly. And we've also got some new game bundles and some free games that we wanted to pass along to you guys. And after that, we've got a technical question that we will be picking Lorenzo's brain with. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Bark Bits.
Oh, I really don't know about y'all, but the internet and all of the gamers have determined that this has to be the greatest flop in the gaming industry. Sony and Firewalk Studios released their newest game, Concord, on August 23rd. It's a 5v5 hero shooter game set in a sci-fi universe. However, it reportedly sold 25,000 copies, bringing in only $1 million, being at $39.99 for the game. And SteamDB reported that they had a player count under 700, and Sony effectively pulled the game 15 days after its launch.
Yeah, in a letter written to fans on September 3rd, Ryan Ellis, the game director of Firewalk Studios, announced that we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6, 2024, and explore options, including those that will better reach our players. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the game for PS5 or PC.
Okay, so what happens now? So if you've purchased the game, you'll be fully refunded through Steam, Epic Games, other retailers, or the PlayStation Store. But please note that once you have been refunded, you will not receive access to the game once more. And there are some players who still have the game out there trying to earn the platinum trophy for completing objectives or the entire game itself. But with the low numbers and the lack of interest in the game, most really don't see that trophy happening. But there is one gamer online who reached the Living Legend trophy on the 3rd, just 3 days before the game shut down.
Die Hard. Wow.
So I applaud him for reaching the trophy.
I think it didn't help. You know, this is such an oversaturated genre at this point, and they went in and charged $40 for it, whereas other games like Valorant, Apex Legends, you know, those you go in for free. Granted, there'd be microtransactions. I think what they were shooting for was the hopes that they would have enough draw and maybe have some microtransactions, but kind of reverse it, give you most of the content up front. But I think they saw, you know, kind of the writing on the wall during the beta. They only drew about 2,300 players. So that was a kind of a bad deal there. You know, it took them 8 years to make this game too. So, you know, maybe they could have come out with this a few years earlier. Maybe there would have been a better chance for success, but not a good thing. At least they're doing, in my opinion, the right thing by giving the refunds, though.
Yeah, no, the refunds are a fantastic gesture. It does raise an interesting question as to our couple, but the first one I guess we can dive into is, would you rather pay for a game outright, just up front, pay for it and you own the game, or would you rather start the game for free and then unlock or pay for in little incremental microtransactions, cosmetics, and other equipment?
That's a tough one. It's $1 million question because
literally, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Personally, I'd rather just buy the game up front. I don't mind if I really want to support a dev buying a deluxe edition, or usually don't pre-order games, but deluxe edition that includes extra art book or soundtrack is
Yep.
usually the way that I go. But I don't tend to, one, I'm not a competitive gamer, so I don't really do the free-to-play competitive stuff.
Right.
So microtransactions just really aren't my thing.
Same. I'm in the same boat, but I guess in this situation, it just, from an artistic standpoint, I think there were things that just, it was like the perfect storm situation. It just, they had too many things going against them, and the fan base out there made it known very quickly. Yeah, I mean, even if they would have gone free to play, I don't even know if it would have made it in that situation.
Yeah, it was interesting. I know, Abby, you took a look at the Steam reviews as well. Mm-hmm. And the most popular criticism of the game was ugly character design.
They didn't
Just
like
a little
the
odd.
characters.
Yeah.
Which I guess would, you don't want to play a character that you're not thrilled
Sure.
with. So
Yeah. Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Another interesting point here is digital games and game ownership. So back in the day, I used to have the collectors, or the 10-year anniversary box for the Command & Conquer series, and I had those as physical discs with an activation code. So any computer I had, I would put the disc in, put the code in, install it, and then I'd have to insert the disc to play the game. Now, a game can just totally cease existing, even if you've paid for it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's tough because in that situation, you're not paying for the game, you're paying for the license to be able to use the game.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of miss those days too. But then you look at alternatives like World of Goo 2 that just recently came out. That's DRM free. You can go right to the website, buy the game, download it, and you literally own it. Unless I'm mistaken, I feel like you own that product at that point.
Yeah, no, I think that's the way it works. And I'm guilty of it. I have a pretty sizable Steam library, and I don't own any of those games.
Right.
Should have invested earlier in good old games where I could just download the installer and keep them, but it's too late to go back to that now. Yeah, it's just an interesting thing to think about when we buy games.
Sure.
Steam will let you back up your installer. I know that, but it's a pretty time-consuming process, and I don't know if Steam isn't available to log in. Can you still install that game? That might be something we explore in the future.
Oh, that's a good point.
I got some good games for Tech Treats, I hope, this week. Star Wars Outlaws just came out. You can risk it all as the scoundrel Kay Vess, seeking freedom and the means to start a new life. Fight, steal, and outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicates as you join the galaxy's most wanted. It was released the 30th of August. It is $69.99 on Ubisoft and Epic Games.
Nice.
I've heard a lot of good things about that game, and I've seen a lot of commercials. And if you are looking for a more casual game, Little Kitty Big City might be a good game for you. You are a curious little cat with a big personality on the adventure to find your way back home, explore the city, make new friends with stray animals, wear delightful hats, and leave a little more chaos in your wake. After all, isn't that what cats do best? It was released May 9th with overwhelmingly positive reviews, and it is $24.99 on Steam. The epic games of the week are Football Manager 2024. So you craft a world-class team ready to dominate your rivals in football's most prestigious competitions.
Wait a minute. Didn't we just do a football game?
We did. This is European football. So this is soccer to us.
They would say real football.
And they would argue that soccer is the real football over there. Progress never stops when you're pursuing footballing greatness. And then Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts. That's a mouthful. Become the ultimate assassin in the most realistic modern warfare sniping game available. Engage in an immersive single-player campaign across a large open-ended map. Tactical thinking, stealth approach, and precision in execution of long shots required. There is a mature 17 plus rating on this one.
Wow. And again, for both of those games, for the next week, these are completely free. So
completely free on Epic Games.
Perfect.
And then we have some Humble bundles. I always want to get that wrong, but we have Resident Evil Decades of Horror Village Gold, which is the essential collection of the defining survival horror franchise Resident Evil, which continues to set the bar over 2 decades after its debut. Get the definitive edition of the most recent blockbuster installment, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition, packed with extra content, including the Winter's expansion. In addition, you'll receive every mainline installment in the Resident Evil series.
Wow.
0 to 7 is what I think I saw, but I could be wrong. Please don't quote me on it. The other one is Tower Defenses. Hunker down and eliminate any and all comers in this bundle of games designed around the thrills of tower defenses.
And switching gears, going back to Epic Games just for a moment, I happened to notice a game that was part of the deals of the week. So it's not free, but at 85% off, it seems like it'd be a pretty good deal. It's Just Cause 4 Complete Edition. So normally that would be $70, and they've got it on sale this week for $10.49. The reviews are kind of mixed on that. I think folks, generally speaking, might have liked the Just Cause 1, 2, and 3 a little bit better. I saw some comments saying it just doesn't have the same level of destruction as some of the older ones. But again, it's mixed, and I did kind of hear that people were saying, if it was on sale, it would totally be worth it. Well, this is probably one of the best sales it's ever had. So at $10.49, you really can't go wrong with that, and you may want to check that one out. All right. Well, before we get into the Pack Talk tech support question of the week, I've got one that I wanted to share with you, Lorenzo, because you were very heavy into playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an understatement. Yeah.
So since you've completed it, have you gone back and done much with it?
I have done 2 complete playthroughs, mostly followed the same path, though.
Interesting.
And then started the 3rd, but didn't finish that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you may already have known this, but patch number 7 just came out.
Oh, no, I haven't played for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a while. I played a lot at release and then played other things.
No, you might. Yeah. That being the case,
might
you may
be a good time to go back.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, some of you guys that have it may be using it cross-platform, meaning that you've got it on a PC, but maybe also on a PlayStation 5. Patch 7 is live only on PC right now. So if you do upgrade it on the PC for a little bit of time, you're not going to be able to save and then play those saved games on the PlayStation or on the console. But they are working on that, but with some new enhancements, gameplay improvements. They said it's going to be just a little bit longer for them to get the consoles up to date. So another good reason to be a PC gamer, I guess. A couple of things that they've added on the Evil Ending cinematics. They've added some new ones to that. Honor mode improvements. There's some new legendary actions. On the split screen side of things, they've improved some things there. And also, did you ever by any chance get into any of the mods that are out there?
Not really. No.
Well,
not yet. With Skyrim, I did.
Yeah.
But not Baldur's Gate. Not yet, at least.
There's quite a few out there. And they've opened themselves up to the community with the tools to be able to create mods. But now, in-game, there is a mod manager to make things a little bit easier.
That would be great.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember all the trouble. Even using the Nexus Vortex mod loader with Skyrim was a pain. But for anyone wondering, I haven't really played Baldur's Gate since they introduced Honor mode, so it's been quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah, that was around the time I stopped my 3rd playthrough.
Well, this might be a good time for you to hop back in. And they made it pretty clear. I think there may be another patch or 2, but then after that, they're pretty much going to retire things and be moving on to the next project.
Yeah, I think we're all excited to see what they release next.
It's going to be awesome, I'm sure.
All right. So Michael C. in Ohio has a memory-related question in Pack Talk.
So, Lorenzo, we're going to hit you up with this question. I thought this was a really good one, worth mentioning on the podcast, because I think this could be helpful to a lot of folks out there. So what Michael was asking was in regards to upgrading computer memory, in this case, if he's looking at going with 64 gigs of memory, would it be better to do 4 16 gig DIMMs or 2 32 gig DIMMs?
Great question. It'd be better to go with 2 32 gig DIMMs. A lot of reasons on that. But the most important one is that in the future, he can upgrade to 128 gigs by adding another 2 32 gig DIMMs.
Since the motherboard is dual channel based anyways, you're not really going to get any further performance increase, not like the X299 motherboards, or I guess even these new Xeon W-based motherboards. But by putting the 2 DIMMs, like you said, you get full advantage of bandwidth there, and then it just still opens you up down the road. If you want to upgrade again, you could add, basically double the memory at that point.
Right. The memory controller on your processor on the consumer side is only able to address 2 channels simultaneously. So if you add another 2 memory sticks, you're not adding more channels of memory. You're just making it so that each set of 2 is being addressed as a channel. So when you populate 2, that's 2 channels. When you populate the other 2, that's 2 sticks on 1 channel each.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, Michael, thank you for that question. And it's a really good one. I think it may help others understand as well.
So we still have our giveaway going. So to refresh people, we're giving away a 2-month time card for World of Warcraft, along with your choice of an Alliance or a Horde mug and its matching keychain. And the photos for those items are on our social media pages. So go take a look. How to enter? Go to our show notes. There's a link to the contest page labeled DHS giveaway. Fill out your information and tell us what your favorite part about the War Within expansion is. And if you haven't gotten the expansion, just let us know what your favorite part of the game is.
Yeah.
We've had some fun. I've been reading through the responses.
We've had some really good ones.
Yeah. I've been cracking up. Some of them are really good, really funny.
There are no wrong answers.
No wrong answers.
Can't get this wrong.
Nope.
And the link works.
I apologize.
It's all good. And we decided we're going to go ahead and keep this open a little bit longer.
So it's open now, has been open, and will close next Thursday, 9/12 at 11:59 p.m.
Perfect. I think this wraps up this episode. So Abby, if you could once again let our listeners know the different ways that they can get in touch with us.
Always. You can email us at podcast@doghousesystems.com. You can give us a ring at 214-810-4347, or you can DM us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and Threads at Doghouse Systems.
Perfect. Well, this wraps up this episode. Next week, we are going to be paying a tribute to a non-tech, and I'm sad to seeing it going away, but we'll get into that more next week. And we have a new Pack Talk tech support question that Lorenzo will be answering. But in between time, I hope all of you have a wonderful upcoming weekend. I can't wait. I'm ready for the weekend. I hope you guys are too.
Always.
Always.
Ready for some cooler weather.
Yes, and we have been very fortunate this week, so hopefully it'll keep staying nice and cool.
Got a lot of rain.
Yeah, the rain was much needed. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. So y'all take care, have a wonderful weekend, and we will be back next Friday.